What is UBI? Universal Basic Income, or UBI, is a social welfare proposal in which all citizens of a given population regularly receive a minimum income in the form of an unconditional payment. This means you would receive an income regardless of what you make, but why would we need UBI? Although it's difficult to predict the future with AI, it has been estimated that AI will take up to 300 million jobs in the US. It will certainly transform how we work and how we do things. AI is predicted to increase GDP globally by 11%. AI has already proven to be able to do things better than humans in just a short time. So what will this mean for those that will lose their jobs? Will there be options for retraining in an AI world, or will people have to work less and rely on a UBI payment to survive? Unpaid labor. Historically, people have relied on the unpaid labor to care for elderly, children, or sick family members. In today's world, there are often two incomes required to care for a family. This leaves families stretched too thin to care for their elderly parents, young children, or sick family members. Perhaps if a UBI was introduced, more people would be inclined to stay home and care for their elderly parents, children, or ill family members. This could help to lower the cost of childcare and elderly care. In Canada, during COVID, many nursing homes were exposed for the terrible working and living conditions for the residents. Many countries all over the world are facing work shortages in nursing homes as the population ages. Perhaps this could be a way of solving this problem. Reduction in poverty. There have been many pilot projects all over the world going back to the 1960s. Overall, these pilot projects have improved the overall well-being of people in low-income situations. A recent study on basic income, supported by OpenAI founder Sam Altman, reveals that providing guaranteed payments to low-income individuals leads to a slight reduction in their work hours, while increasing their leisure time, which lead to better overall mental health. This extensive study, one of the largest of its kind, assessed the effects of guaranteed income on participants. The findings showed that cash recipients spent more, mainly on essentials like rent, transportation, and food. They also worked 1.3 to 1.4 hours less per week compared to the control group, using that time for leisure instead. This trend has been consistent with other research as well. In Namibia, the Basic Income Grant Trial from 2007 to 2012 significantly reduced household poverty, decreasing from 76% of residents before the trial to 37% after just 1 year. Additionally, child malnutrition rates dropped from 42% to 17% within 6 months. Advocates for UBI argue that in some of the wealthiest countries, no one should be too poor to meet their basic needs. UBI aims to ensure that everyone's income rises above the poverty line, providing sufficient funds for essential needs and necessities. UBI could also lead to more entrepreneurship, higher levels of education, and better healthcare. A major concern about UBI is that it might lead many workers to disengage from the workforce. With less taxable income generated, the risk is that individuals may receive money without contributing, potentially fostering a reliance on benefits. This free income could make employment seem optional, undermining the motivation to seek jobs. Providing money without work may encourage some to opt for part-time employment or leave the labor force entirely. Such shifts could negatively impact the economy, as a decrease in full-time work would likely hinder overall GDP growth by reducing labor force participation. The feasibility of UBI is one of its strongest criticisms, primarily due to its high cost. Implementing UBI could require significant cuts to existing social programs, which many view as a detrimental trade-off. Estimates suggest that in the United States, UBI could cost around $3.9 trillion per year. This raises concerns that UBI could be either prohibitively expensive or insufficiently generous. Funding UBI would likely necessitate higher taxes, raising questions about what current programs would be cut to accommodate it. Such tax increases could exacerbate poverty and inequality rather than alleviate them. Moreover, if everyone suddenly receives a basic income, the resulting demand for goods and services could trigger inflation, negating any long-term improvements in living standards due to rising prices. So what do you think? Do you think UBI would be beneficial or necessary, or do you think UBI is a bad idea? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to hit subscribe and like this video.